Friends, we find ourselves in the midst of a perplexing predicament, a veritable quandary that strikes at the heart of our economic decision-making. As central bankers around the globe grapple with the delicate dance of interest rates, a troubling realization has taken hold: the very employment data upon which they rely may be leading them astray. It's a conundrum that has been brewing for some time, a perfect storm of shifting dynamics that have conspired to undermine the reliability of our labor market statistics. Swings in immigration patterns, the seismic shifts wrought by the pandemic, and a general reluctance to participate in surveys have coalesced into a vexing challenge for the statisticians charged with quantifying the state of our workforce. The cracks in the facade are all too apparent. In the United States, the once sacrosanct non-farm payrolls report has become a veritable roller coaster ride, with initial estimates routinely revised downward in subsequent months. The stunning January jobs figure, for instance, was later trimmed by a staggering 124,000 positions, leaving economists and policymakers to wonder whether they can truly trust the data upon which they base their decisions. And the United States is hardly alone in this predicament. Across the pond, the Office for National Statistics in the United Kingdom was forced to suspend the publication of its headline unemployment estimate. Such was the precipitous drop in response rates to its labor force survey. Even now, the agency warns users to treat the patchy data it releases with extreme caution, complicating decisions on everything from minimum wage policies to interest rate adjustments. The European Commission, too, has sounded the alarm, noting that the pandemic-induced shift in working realities may have introduced random and systematic errors into its data. And in Canada, statistical agencies have struggled to maintain adequate response rates in the wake of the COVID-induced slump, though they remain confident in the overall reliability of their surveys. At the root of this crisis lies a confluence of factors that have eroded the public's willingness to participate in these crucial surveys. Survey fatigue, the proliferation of unsolicited questionnaires in our daily lives, and a general distrust of unknown callers have all contributed to the declining response rates that have so vexed the statisticians. The solutions, alas, are not readily apparent. Some agencies have resorted to incentives, offering free gifts or modest vouchers in a bid to boost participation. Others have floated the idea of making survey completion mandatory by law, a tactic employed in nations like France and Canada, though with mixed results and thorny enforcement issues. Ultimately, the holy grail for many statistics agencies is a shift toward data drawn from the vast troves of government records and digital sources, relegating surveys to a supporting role. But this transition is fraught with challenges, from outdated IT systems to privacy concerns, and a recognition that surveys may still be the only way to answer certain critical questions. In the interim, economists and policymakers are left to piece together a coherent picture of the labor market from a patchwork of imperfect data sources, ever mindful of the potential blind spots and biases that may be lurking beneath the surface. It is a crisis of confidence, my friends, a crisis that strikes at the very heart of our ability to navigate the complex currents of the modern economy. For too long, we have placed our faith in data that may be built upon shifting sands, and the reckoning has come. Yet, in this moment of uncertainty, we must not despair. Instead, let us embrace the opportunity to reassess, to question, and to seek out new and innovative ways to measure the pulse of our workforce. Let us acknowledge the limitations of our current methods and strive to build a more robust, more transparent, and more trustworthy system for understanding the dynamics that shape our collective economic fortunes. For it is only through a clear-eyed and unflinching examination of our shortcomings that we can hope to chart a path toward a future where data is not merely a collection of numbers, but a true reflection of the lived experiences of our citizens, a beacon to guide us through the ever-shifting tides of economic change. The road ahead will not be easy, but the stakes are too high to shrink from the challenge. In a world where decisions carry profound consequences, where the livelihoods of millions hang in the balance, we must demand nothing less than the utmost integrity and accuracy from the data upon which we rely. So let us embrace this crucible, this opportunity to forge a new era of economic understanding. For it is only through the crucible of adversity that the true mettle of our resolve can be tested and proven. The labor data dilemma is not a crisis to be feared, but a call to action, A summons to rededicate ourselves to the pursuit of truth and the unwavering commitment to making decisions based on the firmest of factual foundations. The path may be arduous, but the reward is a future where our economic policies are guided not by conjecture or expediency, but by the unwavering light of empirical reality. It is a future worthy of our highest aspirations, and one that demands the full measure of our collective will and determination. So let us gird ourselves for the journey ahead, secure in the knowledge that from the ashes of this crisis, a new and more robust foundation for economic decision-making shall arise. For it is in times such as these that the true mettle of a society is tested, and it is through our response to adversity that we define the course of our collective destiny. The Labor Data dilemma is not a challenge to be feared, but an opportunity to be seized, a clarion call to redouble our efforts in the eternal quest for knowledge and understanding, and it is a quest to which we must rededicate ourselves, for the sake of our prosperity, our progress, and the promise of a better tomorrow.